What's going on, Daisy? What do you think we should do today? We can't go out to garage sales. We can't go out to estate sales. It's a beautiful day. Can't go out to the flea market. How about we give people an update on Prime Time Treasure Shedquarters? Go in there and do a little organizing. That's something we could do during this time. Maybe inspire some other people to get going with that. Let's go back there, give people a little update on what's been going on with the shed, and do a little project today. All right, Daisy? All right, there she is in all her glory, Prime Time Treasure Shedquarters. As you can see, it is a beautiful spring day. The leaves are just starting to come out. I'd rather be out treasure hunting, but sometimes when you have a lot of inventory that you haven't gone through in a while, it's almost like going treasure hunting in your own place. So if you haven't seen my shed before, I did a whole video last year on searching for a shed and getting it installed and everything. It was a fun process, but this has been great. It's really given me a lot of extra room to put stuff. This is all extra kind of overflow inventory. I've got a ton more back inside, but again, this has been really helpful. Now, Mrs. Primetime and I went in here yesterday. You could see the loft up there. We only had like a little mat that was up there and just cleared it off and moved it over here. Those comic boxes are empty if I need any other comic boxes. Now, up top here, this is all stuff that I have let Mrs. Primetime pretty much take over. So she needed a spot to put some stuff too. And so that's her spot. So she's got all her stuff there. Like I said, we moved this over here. And so all that is for me and everything else is pretty much for me. So let me take you through some of the stuff that we have here, and then we could get to organizing it. So I'm going to give a shout out to Humble Bumble. He is friends with Emily Conway, who has a great YouTube channel. She's probably watching this right now. She's going to be interviewed on my live show this week, Wednesday at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you check it out. But Humble Bumble is friends with Emily Conway and came across my YouTube channel just recently, long after I bought these comic books from him and all of these wrestling DVDs. Some of you may remember that. Now, this is the perfect time to list these things. I'm glad I kind of hung on to them for a while, but DVDs is one of the main things people are searching for right now during the coronavirus pandemic. And so look for those to be posted in my eBay store sometime this week if you are interested in that. So we're going to get those added there. I'll clear up a little bit of space. Comic books, we'll figure out what we're going to do with those. These are leftover pieces you may remember from an estate sale where I went into a landscaping business and cleared out a bunch of stuff there. These are some leftover boots from a relatively recent estate sale. You might remember I found all sorts of helmets in there. All the helmets are now sold. Those were all here as well. People from the Syracuse, New York area may remember Phase. The store Phase, and so they had some motor oil there, and I picked that up a long time ago. These are some free things that I picked up at the magician's house. So these are pretty cool. I like these. There's an asparagus one here, so like a little dish with a top on it. This stuff here is all stuff that we cleared out during our spring cleaning. So all this stuff is going to get listed at some point. This all just came from the basement. It's not stuff we purchased for resale, but we felt had some value that we could resell. These are all those ties that I wound up buying at the flea market. I still haven't done anything with those. They're all just sitting right here. And these are all those Shih Tzu flags that I picked up, as you can see here. And they all kind of look like Daisy, so those crack me up. So I've just got them here. Some people told me to hang on to them. Some people told me to sell them. I haven't decided what to do since they look like Daisy. In here are all sorts of just kind of miscellaneous things in bags, like miscellaneous dolls. We've got all sorts of like action figures in here. Like this is all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if anyone likes any of this stuff, let me know, reach out, and I could post it and make a deal with you or something. All sorts of stuff like these old, I think these are McDonald's giveaways. Yeah, Madam Alexander. So we've got that. I don't even know what's inside of here. Like I said, it's almost like a little bit of a treasure hunt, but it looks like, oh, these are like mini furniture pieces and stuff. So they're all miniatures. So we've got like little baskets in there, and like it's like little things you'd put in like a dollhouse scene or something like that, just to decorate things, like give it like a nice little country look. So we've got that. Then we've got another bag here. I don't even know what the heck is in this. Oh, I remember this. Remember when we went out to that estate sale and there were all those safety pins? These are all vintage safety pins, as you can see right here. I don't want to open it right now, but that's what all this is. So these are all sitting inside of here. Haven't posted those yet. And then there's just there's more. I think this bag might be open. Oh no, I know what this is. These are all lanyards, and these were sent to us for free from Mrs. Primetime's mom, who worked for a company that actually produced lanyards. So literally this entire bag, which is just, it's a pretty big bag, it is just filled all with lanyards inside. So you can see it's just all in there. So I need to do something with that. I need to get that listed already. My God, that's been a long-term project. Let's see, what do we have in here? I don't even know. We've got some miscellaneous cards, some gaming cards in here. These are Skylanders. Now I still have a bunch of Skylander figures. They're not super popular anymore, but if you have them in big enough lots, they'll still sell. And speaking of big lots, this is a big lot of Pokemon toys. I come across these ever so often at different garage sales, and whenever I find them, I definitely like to pick them up. And again, it's one of these things that if you have enough of these, they're definitely going to sell. And there are some ones that are rare. You've got to just look them up and look at the dates and look at the company that made them and that sort of stuff. But this whole thing are bigger Pokemon toys right here. I even have tiny mini ones as well. So there's all sorts of things we could do with that. Let's move some stuff over here. We've got some tools. So I remember picking these up at a garage sale. So figure out what to do with those. These are leftover of the salt and pepper shakers. Now, I purchased these in a big lot off of Craigslist. There actually was a second box that yesterday I condensed into here up top. So these are some ones that I haven't even posted yet. If there's anything that you see that you like, again, let me know. And there's plenty of more additional ones underneath there. I love these because Mrs. Primetime told me that this was a big mistake when I purchased these and the other box, and that I would never make my money back. I told her absolutely I would. I got all of them for $90. There was 100 sets of salt and pepper shakers. I made the money back like that, lickety split. All this is profit plus other ones that I've been selling. So absolutely love salt and pepper shakers. This is an old chemical sprayer. You may remember me picking this up at a recent estate sale. This is just like a collection of old vintage bottles that I've picked up from time to time, and I've got them in here. These are a few leftover model planes that I have, and I've been listing them one at a time. Whenever one sells, I put another one up. These are some old Michigan license plates, so anyone from Michigan or Michigan fans who are interested in these plates, you can let me know as well. Got an old Texas plate too, and an old Ohio one in there. So again, all these wrestling DVDs, I'll show you some of the other titles if you're interested. I mean, it is just crazy how many there are. Humble Bumble, he is the man having all these. I got them all for $50. So goal is to just list them as one big lot for medium mail shipping, and hopefully get several $100s out of it. We'll see what happens. This is what is left over from the magician's house. Now, I've been posting things here and there. You've seen, if you've watched my videos, some of the things that have sold. Everything in here is all the old magic book. So I kind of divided it out that way. So everything, all of these books, this is crazy how many amazing books are in here. And then all of this is like miscellaneous stuff, like for example, a Comedy Magic chicken, and there's a Comedy Magic bunny, and then there were like miscellaneous kind of like ham puppets and stuff like that that need cleaning, and all sorts of other things. Like there were the clown pictures, if you remember, clown VHSs, and you know, some other assorted books, picture albums, and then there were the cool things like these tapes, like these old cassette tapes. Like I think this one is The Who. So, I mean, there's just so much stuff in here. So all this stuff has got to get listed as well. This is just some nice decoration. I love mermaids. I think that she'd go very well with Aquaman. And of course, that's the only reason that I have this right now, is so Aquaman sees it. So that's it. Although his view might be a little bit obscured by the wood there. So we've got to work on that. This is an old thimble holder that I've had left over from a thimble purchase that I made. So we're hanging on to that, see what we'll do with that. This is a gigantic lot of Starlog magazines. This is just crazy. This entire box is all Starlog. Now, if you have a few Starlog magazines, they're not going to sell that well, but if you have a giant lot of them, you will do amazing on them. These are some extra Funko Pops I picked up. They're really not worth that much individually, so I'm just trying to figure out creative ways to kind of lot them together, as well as these over here. This is a leftover Star Wars piece, but I'm purposely holding on to it to list it around October or November, because this is a countdown type of gift. You could see that it's called Advent Calendar. So the whole point of this is that you open these up 24 days before Christmas, so you get a gift a day. So I'm going to list it, like I said, right around October, November. These are pretty much, this is really what's left of the Star Wars haul that I made. I've got this dewback. I've got, I think, something else listed right now. And this is the Death Star, and everyone who commented on that video said, you left the piece, you left the piece. I actually didn't leave the piece. I did grab it. It was in one of the boxes, and you could see it here. So everyone who said that, this is proof that I do have it, because I kept telling people that I had it, and I don't know how many people believed me that I really did have that piece. These are just some signs that I have picked up over the years, and just kind of have them here and deciding, you know, just what to do with them when I am going to list them. This here is a really cool one. You can see this cool Joker one. Let's see, we have some other ones here, some movie ones. We have the Godfather scene. We've got Biggie Smalls right there. What's up, Biggie? We've got Bob Marley here. And here we go. I forgot about this. This is a really cool piece. This one looks like it's, I mean, this looks like it's Bruce Springsteen, or I don't know, maybe it's Santana. I'm not sure. All right, I just shot a message out to Carol, the CEO. Many of you are familiar with her from my Facebook group and the live chats. She's a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, so I'll get her opinion on that one. This is an awesome sign. I absolutely love any of these wood signs that have this three-dimensional component to it right here. My experience is that these all sell anything that's kind of like with a beer, ale, or a tavern, or ships on it. They look really good in man caves, in bar areas, and in garages and stuff. People love hanging this kind of stuff up, so they sell real easily. This one here, I remember getting this at an estate sale. This is from the town of Skaneateles here in central New York. They do a reenactment of the Dickens scene, and I need to do some research on the signatures down there to try to add some value to it. I remember where I found all these things. I remember getting this in an estate sale a while ago, this three-dimensional Virgin Mary piece. Virgin Mary's sales, I know it always sounds bad, but it sells very well. For all you cat fans, I do have this cat sign if anyone's interested. Cats and wine, perfect right there. This one here, I remember getting it at an estate sale towards the end of the sale. Love this one. Just need to post it. God Bless Our Home. Just a perfect kind of country vintage sign. It's just a great piece. I remember getting this one as well. This one with the pilots. This one was relatively recently that I picked up. So excited to get that one listed. I remember getting this one at a garage sale too. So I just need to clean this one up, eventually get it listed. Some of you may remember this Charlie Chaplin lamp that I picked up in an estate sale. This is this base station for the Morse code. So I've got to get that all cleaned up and listed as well. I remember picking up this vacuum form set by Mattel at an estate sale. And by the way, I've got to make sure I give a shout out to him. You could see the other one of these Pac-Man signs behind me when I do some of my live shows. This I got from Cajun Reseller. I bought from him, so he's a great guy, big supporter of the channel. So I just want to give Chris a shout out. So thanks, buddy. I love this. I've got to get this hung up in here somehow. Oh, and thank you. Janet sent me these lights for the winter time, which was a big help. So when I come in here, I have this one over here. And then I put this one over here as well. And this has been a really cost-effective solution for me, because to get electricity running from here to the house would have been a big giant expense and a pain in the neck. We already contacted the electrician for it, and it could be done, but when I could just use these overhead and side attachable light switches, they just run off an LED. There's a battery that goes in there. It's perfect. So that's what we're going to do. Let's see what else we have. Now this, I actually am looking for your help on this. This one is driving me crazy. So I've got this Easy Street sign, which I want to clean up and sell. I picked it up at a garage sale about over a year ago. And what's flummoxed me with it is that somebody who pulled this off of the sign and eventually mounted this inside of this metal clip, they glued it inside of here, and it has been impossible for me to get out. I would ideally like some kind of product that I could pour down there to like dissolve the glue and then pull the sign out of there. But right now I can't get it out of there without damaging it, and I don't really want to sell it like this. So if anyone has any ideas, definitely let me know on that. Now, by the way, what else is in here? I know these are additional magazines. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so these are all other Star Trek, Star Wars magazines. There's all sorts of stuff just basically related to science fiction. So you know, you never know what you're going to see. It's going to be Ghostbusters, like I said, Star Trek, Conan. I mean, this whole box is just filled with this stuff. It's crazy. There's G.I. Joe magazines in there. We've got old comic book stuff. We've got old Vampirellas in there. I mean, it's just crazy. So I can't wait to get that stuff listed. And then in here, we've got some cool Fantastic Film. I think actually all of this is the series Fantastic Film. So these are vintage. These are from the 70s, and there might be some from the 80s too. Well, so far they look like they're all 70s, and some early 80s as well. So I need to get these listed, this whole entire box there. It's amazing. I know I did a video about what was in that, and I really completely forgot about it. I've been listing these feng shui pieces one at a time. You could see them right here. This is what I have left over. This is from the Got Junk guy that I've talked about so many times before. So inside each one of these boxes are either one of these mystical creatures or some other kind of decorative design from the feng shui culture. This is an old vintage radiological survey meter, so I need to get that listed. Up top here, you could see on top of the chest, which I'll show you what's in there in a minute, I have got this other box, and this was the other box I was talking to you about that I condensed yesterday into that box right there. So that was the second box of leftover salt and pepper shakers. Now I do actually have another sign there, as you can see, the Penguin Place, but I really do have to work on improving the signage here. The Mr. Peanuts sign right there for planters, that's just something I picked up at an estate sale and plan to sell it. It's not something like the Aquaman sign that I purchased specifically for decorating here, or like the Pac-Man sign. Interestingly enough, I actually discovered something in this box, because yesterday, I told you when I went in here, I did a little bit of work, not much, but I pulled out this Comedy Magic Chicken because I meant to list it yesterday, and I actually did. I just pulled out another one because I couldn't find this one, and lo and behold, it was in the box. And then I had also pulled out these vintage horse racing photos. So these are really cool. Cannot wait to get these listed. Of course, you know, if anyone is interested in any of these things, let me know. I always put as my priority to list things that you as the audience tell me that you like or that you're interested in. No pressure if you decide you don't want to purchase it, that's fine. I'll just figure someone else will pick it up. So no problem there. You could see here on the top what I put all those photos on. We've got some vintage kids toys. So we've got an old CNC, and we've got some Fisher Price toys here. They've been sitting around for a while from an estate sale. I'm almost scared to tell you what is inside of here. These are the old Jack Daniels photos. I'm not going to show them because I don't want to take the chance that Jack Daniels is going to come after me. But if you remember my old Jack Daniels signs and you want them, let me know. I will send you pictures of them privately, and just tell me if you're interested in them or not. But they're all sitting right there. In terms of where I pulled out these photos from, some of you may remember a long time ago I went to an estate sale, and it turned out to be an outdoor estate sale because I didn't want anyone going inside, and I picked up all these pony magazines. This is what's left over from it. I mean, they're really old. They're vintage. There's some old horse patches in here. You can see these come from the 60s, 1967, and there's just a ton of them in here. They are so cool. I've sold off other pony magazines that came from this collection, but these are ones I just haven't gotten around to yet. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? These are some vintage toys right here. This is from this thing called the Thing Maker, and it has all these different molds. Just the molds themselves sell for a lot of money. This thing is hard to find. It's pretty dirty right now, so it's going to need a little bit of a cleaning to get this thing spruced up. I haven't even plugged it in to see if it works. So, but even if it doesn't, it's still going to sell with the molds. So that's another thing right there. What else do we have here? In here, oh, this is another box of collectibles and just little things that we went through in the basement that we felt could sell. So for example, shout out to all the wrestling fans. Here's a King Kong Bundy right here. This is really cool. Mrs. Primetime had this when she was younger. This is a cool cup with a little hair dryer on it. How cool is that? How many people would love that? I think that's something almost that I could see Jesse Shops owning. I don't know, but no pressure, Jesse Shops. Just saying, it kind of reminded me of you there. We've got some puzzles in here, some string instrument stuff. These are vintage salt and pepper shakers. Actually came from Mexico, so that's pretty cool. This is from Mrs. Primetime's grandmother, who actually did go to Mexico and pick those up. And who remembers this guy? I have a lot of them. The Tonka guy. Let's get him out of here. I used to play with this guy as a kid all of the time. I love this dude. He's so awesome. I have extras of him, so I just have him in here for now. So we'll see what we're gonna do with him. In here, this is one of the many play mats that I've picked up over the years, and I usually get them for $1 at garage sales and sell those. Inside here, we've got all sorts of collectible glassware. I honestly don't even know. This is from an private estate sale pick that I did. Let's just pick out one of them, see what we've got here. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. This is like a Three Little Pigs one, and it really looks like nice vintage ceramic ware right there. That's a really nice piece. Let's just pull out another one and see what else we've got in here. Don't want to break anything. So, oh, look at this. We've got one of these Star Wars Darth Vader ones right here. That is pretty cool. That's one of those old Burger King glasses, so I love those. They look pretty cool, but some of them, there's still a lot of them around, so they're not usually worth a ton. There are some that are worth more than others. You gotta look them up and check comps on them. So let's just pull out one other one right here just to show you what else we got in here. This is another old vintage one, like a little country scene, girl and sheep walking onto the barn area. So there's just a lot of vintage glassware in there. So that's all got to get organized. Maybe I'll pull some more out later to show you. And let's see, is there anything else that I have missed and haven't shown you here? Oh, I forgot to tell you what's inside this chest. You're probably all yelling at me, show what's in the chest, show what's in the chest, show what's in the chest. These are all DVDs from when I went out and picked up that huge comic collection haul, and there were also a bunch of DVDs in there as well. So I've sold a ton of them. but there still are many more in here. The chest itself I actually picked up at an estate sale for like 10 bucks. So this has been really worth it. There's a little bit of overflow here. You can see here my metal detectors. I'm actually thinking of doing a metal detecting treasure hunt video for you guys if you're interested in that. And this is actually my metal detecting treasure hunting bag that I use. So inside of here, it's all filled with things that I need to do metal detecting. And let's see if I could open it with one hand, but I've got gloves in here. I've got towels to, sift through dirt. I've got all sorts of like pinpointers in here, and little things to clip out wires that you would find under the ground. So there's all sorts of things in there, batteries, all sorts of stuff. Now there's a little bit of extra overflow here from just some big things that were hanging out in the garage that we just don't want in there. So a little bit of space here has been taken up with things like coolers, tables, big tools and stuff like that. But this stuff here, this little part here, this is stuff that's going to be donated, and we're going to give this over to the thrift store, Salvation Army, Goodwill, something like that. We just needed a place to put it, so this is not stuff related to my reselling business, this little area here. So now the goal is to try to get all this stuff that I just took you through and get it organized somehow. So let's work on that. Okay, now Mrs. Primetime is going to remain mysterious. She still refuses to come on video. By the way, that's a nice little present my son got me there. He likes to call me Super Dad. But for the first time here, I am going to show you Mrs. Primetime's handwriting. And when she cleared things out from the basement area, she wound up clearing out all of these bins. So this is what she gave me to work with. And she basically told me, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we just get all this stuff organized so it's nice and neat and easy for you to see, and then you'll be able to work with it better and list it better. And so I can't argue with that. I like to be organized as well. It's just tough when you've got as many things going on as I do right now. But you know what? This is the time to do this type of stuff. If you can't go outsourcing, this is a perfect way to make use of that time. So let's get at it. All right, now, by the way, as a little update, I just got a message from CEO. She said, no way is that Bruce Springsteen. She said, it looks like it's Dave Matthews. So that's what I'm going to go with, unless anyone tells me otherwise. I'm not a Dave Matthews fan. Not that I dislike him. I'm just not into the music. But he is big around here in Syracuse, so I should have figured. He does a lot of concerts and stuff in the area, so figure someone around here would have it. But there you have it. All right, well, looks like forget any chance of Daisy helping us out. She is just chilling out and enjoying the coolness of that nice leather couch today. All right, Daisy, I guess I'll go do it myself. All right, so I've got some of these bins here. This is just some of many more that are inside. I think almost all of them have lids. And so not all of them are see-through ones, but a lot of them are. There are some smaller ones here as well. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those glass pieces out and I'm gonna start getting those unwrapped, because when you have stuff that you cannot see, it's very hard to list them. So I've gotta get them out. I've gotta be able to put a visual on them, and then we'll get them nice and organized. All right, well, we're making a lot of progress, but I am starving, so I have to take a break. I wanna give a shout out to my favorite type of pizza right here. This is called the Grandma Pizza from Avicoli's in Liverpool. It's awesome, amazing, and some char-grilled wings as well. So gonna mow this down and then get back and finish this project. Wait till you see the transformation. It's amazing. All right, here we go. I feel like I'm doing one of those reveals on the Home Garden television network, but this is now completely revamped. I mean, everything is completely organized. I put up some new signage, rearranged all of that, and just made some more space. Everything is labeled. I'm just super excited. It just feels so much better in here to be completely organized. I guess I'll just take you left to right, so we'll just circle all the way around. I condensed those Jack Daniel's signs into the corner there, and I've got some lids for some of the bins that I'm going to show you, and just one extra one there. Nothing new with the DVDs. Those are just staying right there. I just moved this over a little bit. Signs still have stayed the same, and I've got this Death Star toy here that I'm going to list soon. But this is really where the transformation starts. So I condensed pretty much all of the toys into this one bin here. So it goes back some more as well. So I got some bigger ones back there. And I've got it organized, so all the planes are here, all the pops are here and stuff. And this little nook here is for like those Fisher-Price toys. Took out the magazines, and boy, digging through them, I found a bunch of treats, like my favorite television show of all time, classic Doctor Who. I had to put the Daleks right there, so I love the Daleks. So I'm always going to look at that when I walk in, and just found some, really cool titles. Dracula Lives. There's an extra Doctor Who magazine. There's some more there as well. There's the Vampirellas. So, I'm just super pumped to have found all this stuff. Look at this. Superheroes. We got Batman and Robin in there. Just really excited. Star Wars stuff. I found a bunch of the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazines. So this is a great issue here. It's worth around $30. So just, real excited. A lot of the Star Logs that was in that separate box I just put there. So 2 magazine boxes condensed into one. And now I could just, see everything right here. Got the Silver Surfer signage right there. I've got the mermaid picture right there. And I had to move Aquaman over next to her. So, they needed to be together. So now they're in love, and, now they're where they should be. This here is where I've got all the glassware and ceramics. So I took everything out, found some Peanuts glasses in here, some more character glasses, like we've got the Flintstones as well. We've got some old like Coca-Cola ones. So there's just a bunch of them here. Some of these you saw before, like some of these country ones. So, you could see some here as well. So that's glassware. And I could put some bubble wrap or piece of cardboard on top of here and store some other glassware that I have inside Prime Time Treasure Headquarters. Now, the magic stuff, remember those 2 big magic boxes? I pulled all of the books out, and boy, oh boy, does that help. Because now I don't have to fish in there blindly. I could really see better what I have. I've got the big ones pretty much organized together and the smaller ones organized together. And then this one is for all the miscellaneous Magic House items. So I've got things like the picture albums here. I've got like a miscellaneous atlas that I found when I was there. But most of it is magic stuff. So we've got, that little hot dog on the wheel there. And we've got all these different cassette tapes here as well. So then the magic chickens, there were so many of those with the egg that I just put them in their own separate bin. I've got the Pac-Man sign up, so thanks again, Cajun Reseller, appreciate it. Batman and Robin, I love them right there. So it went perfectly on that plank back there. And then I have a bunch of these other smaller bins right here for some miscellaneous types of items. So this is where all the small glassware went. So some really cool pieces here. We've got some old petroleum pieces, hand cream, Vaseline. There's just so many cool things in here. So I love this little lot. This is where I put all those car parts, or it's mostly car parts. And, just kind of tucked behind here, I have the, kind of like motor type of things, or like metal types of things. Like I didn't even realize that I had these because they were hiding behind here before when they were in that corner. So it's just a perfect example of cleaning things up. You find things you didn't even realize that you had. Before I go into those, you remember I had all the feng shui pieces right there. I took them out. I put them in their own container. So they're all back there. The basement finds that we found in our own basement doing spring cleaning, I condensed 2 boxes into one. So we have those right here. You remember there were a bunch of boots that were taking up all of this room right here. That is all gone and inside here right now. So they're just right in there. So all of them are there, real easy to find. They're nice and condensed. So it really did save me a bunch of space, gave me all that shelf space back. The ties really need to go in here and stay there. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that, because if I tried to put them in something like that, then they're going to get crushed and damaged and bent and stuff. So I don't want that to happen. All those little small toys and stuff we've got here. So here's all like the Pokemon toys. And I found some things at the bottom of those bags I didn't even realize that I had in there. And this is the advantage of taking it out. The Superman bags are nice, but I can't see what's in there. So now I see that I have all these different soldier toys. And you can see there I put those little Skylander cards back there. Over here, I found some things I didn't realize I had. I showed you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before and some of the dolls, but I didn't realize, for example, that I had all these Cracker Jack toys and all these other vintage toys that came in like cereal boxes and stuff. So that's a whole bag of that. The salt and pepper shakers, there was no sense in messing with that. It was in a perfect box. Everything was organized. So taking that out to put in a different box just didn't make sense. This seemed to be a perfect system to just wedge it like that. And I like actually having a little space back here because I could put all sorts of little things, that I want. Over here, there's some hardware and smalls. So here's all those safety pins, and there's different things in here as well, not just safety pins, like there's thimbles and stuff. These are all those miniatures. I'm thinking of maybe making a junk drawer lot out of this. So that would be a lot of fun. I'll pick that up for like nothing at a garage sale. These are hardware pieces. Some of you may remember me getting at an estate sale. Didn't even realize they were in the bottom of the bag. Didn't realize these little jewelry pieces were there either. So amazing what all this cleaning does. The lanyards, yeah, there's lots of lanyards in here, but I also found to my surprise that there are like, little like identification holder badges and stuff. And like there's like a wallet in there. Like I didn't even know this stuff was in there until I found it. You remember back there was like a garbage bag box. It was like a yellow box, and it had these in them, these Fantastic Films magazines. So I just put them in these boxes here, and I condensed the comic boxes all in one spot. So that's all that. In terms of the wrestling DVDs that were right there, I took them inside the main area of Prime Time Treasure Headquarters because that is going to get listed this week. So be on the lookout for that in my eBay store. Anything else that was like a miscellaneous piece that was just hanging around, I just took it into the garage, and I'm going to make that a priority just to get listed. I only wanted things to stay in here that made sense, that was consistent with a certain theme. Now that it's spring and it's getting warm out, all of those donation boxes that are going to go to thrift stores, Goodwill and stuff, we just cleared that out of here. It's in the garage, and as soon as they're accepting donations again, I'll get to donate those and just get those out of our area completely. But amazing. I'm super happy, super pumped up, and I still have plenty of space to work with and make improvements. I do need to up my garbage pail game, so look for that in the near future. And these are just a few little decorations that I put here. Oh, and how could I forget? I put this sign here that my son, Primetime Jr., got me for Christmas. So I just was waiting for a special place for it to go. And here it is, next to all the other superheroes in the shed. Perfect spot for it. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed watching the treasure hunt and complete transformation of Primetime Treasure Shedquarters. If you want to see more videos like this in which I go to other areas of Primetime Treasure Headquarters and do a treasure hunt and try to organize things, I'm more than happy to do something like that. Trust me, Mrs. Primetime would be happy as well. So I want to thank her for getting me motivated to do this project. And in turn, I hope that you watching me do this transformation motivates you to get more organized, because boy, oh boy, it does take some time, but it really is worth doing when it's all completed. I could operate with a much more clear mind and in a much more efficient way. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up, give it a big like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's the number one most important request I am making from everyone this year. We really want to get that subscriber count up so these videos show up more in the YouTube algorithm for people. Make sure you come by to my Facebook group, the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. I think that Farm Girl Scavenger Noelle Griffith is going to break break the record. I'm not 100% sure, but I know just one person made a $174 purchase from her in the event, and that's on top of tons of other purchases as well. So it's just been a crazy day for her and so many other people. Could be you. Make sure you come over to the group. Follow me also on Instagram. That's at prime_time_treasure. I'll see you back at the next video, everyone. Take care. Hey, what's up, Daisy? Hey, you're finally getting up? Finally decided to move? What's up with that hair? You look like an 80s rocker or something right now. All right. Say goodbye to all the Primetime Treasure Hunter fans. We'll see you at the next video. Right, Days? All right. Bye-bye, girl.